I might be looking at the most known thing in social media.
Nah.
Brother Reid.
Peace, indeed.
As a black father, what does that mean? Is this fatherhood on this day? What do you got to share?
Well, the day has significance because, it's a European, a Roman holiday, and they picked this day out to signify, the importance of fathers. But mentally, in my mind, every day is Father's Day, the same way that every day is Mother's Day. But, what about Family Day? They left that one out of this Roman calendar because they do a good job of separating the two, not celebrating the two, the cohesion of the two, and the importance of the two, bringing about the three, which is the child. What I've noticed today, we've been out for a few hours and nobody of the other gender has come up to either me or the Felders and said Happy Father's Day, not even to the elders. That's kind of disheartening. It speaks to the affairs that our people, or it speaks to the nature of just the nature of the patriarchal energy in society these days and whatnot. But it's just an observation. It's not an indictment. It's just an observation. Fatherhood is very important. The lack of fatherhood is very detrimental. As we can see, there's so many case studies, but more so than just fatherhood or motherhood is familyhood. That's the best thing I could leave the family with today. And the need for groups of fathers coming together underneath the banner of fatherhood and motherhood, groups of mothers coming together so we could tackle the issues that are plaguing the community and that is completely damaging the structure and the foundation of our family structure. We have to come together and actively begin to reverse that curse. That's how I see it.
Because I just recently interviewed an artist, Callie Smith. She's 16, and she has a beautiful song about that.
I think I saw that.
Disconnect. Oh, you saw it? Yes.
That was on Video Music Box. That was dope.
So please share your thoughts about what that dynamic is in those instances where a young child is being kept from developing that.
She spoke on the significance of. She spoke to her mother on the significance of allowing her father to be in her life despite the issues that the two were facing. The fact that she was pro co-parenting, she was like, allow that to happen. I need my father, and he dropped some balls. He dropped some balls at the end as well that was profound, and I applaud her for being going against the grain, because a lot of artists talk about the hatred that they have for their fathers and the disdain that they have, and I can understand where that comes from. I can understand the trauma that they're trying to express, and it's warranted. But to see the other side of the coin, it helped lighten my heart. It was a heart lightener and whatnot.
I know when it was sent to me, I sent that to about 40 people. Everyone had feedback. Now there was one that probably part of that larger group that she stated a position that was interesting. She said, okay, and I'm going to paraphrase, once again, the woman is being vilified because she, in this portrayal, is being presented as the wall, the buffer,
the barrier,
and the father. But she said, but no one is saying that, irrespective of that father leaving, that child still needed to be provided for and protected, which are two burdens that fell in most cases on that single black mother. So
Facts.
I think that's part of the narrative that larger group is saying. So how would you address someone who feels that way?
It's so complicated at the end of the day. The dichotomy of these problems that we're facing is so complicated.
Yes.
You can't really point fingers, you know what I'm saying, in both directions because it's very complicated. Every story is unique.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's some situations where the relationship didn't work out.
Exactly.
There's some situations of infidelity.
Right.
There's some situations where the father was just weak and he ran and he didn't care. You know what I mean? There's some situations where hatred is involved. I mean, there's so many different, going back to what I say, that the sisterhood, fatherhood, parenthood groups are needed because we have to begin to troubleshoot.
Exactly.
We got to troubleshoot. If we just continue to point fingers and let pain bodies speak and deal with trauma and, you know, all of these other things that are existent, we're not going to find solutions. We're just going to find people to blame. But that doesn't necessarily solve the problems that we're facing. And every day that goes by, we're seeing the remnants of those problems. How y'all doing, family? Happy Father's Day, brother. You got money right now. Oh, that's your bread.
You know, we ain't gonna take your money.
I appreciate it. Thank you, though, sir.
Yes, so
right.
yes, and just in closing, so yes, we just got to continue to work on these relationships and come together as a family.
Yes, we do.
I say thank you.
Peace. All right.
Peace.
Number one, this is white boys' Father's Day. This is not Father's Day. Every day is Father's Day. You have to remember, people, when anybody can control your culture, that means they can control your morals, their values. If somebody can tell you when to love your father, that means on the other hand, they can tell you when not to love your father, when not to love your mother, when not to love your children, right? You gotta understand, control is a very, very subtle thing. Don't feel away. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that I'm extreme. This is reality, right? African people gave the world holy days. So we have a right to choose the holy days when we feel that it's sacred to honor our fathers, right? To honor our mothers, and to honor our family, right? We don't have to listen to people that kept us in bondage for 300 plus years, people that kept us, and to this day, Philando Castillo's killer off, right? The brother last week found with his head sawn off, right, down in Mississippi. So you got to deal with that reality. When you give energy to their pseudo culture or whatever they call culture, you're giving energy to your enemy and you're keeping their system alive. So that's my message. You got to live in reality. You can't live in this falsehood that we're living. We got to be real. But for all my kings out there, right, happy King's Day. Every day is King's Day, right? Love yourself, love your family. Keep doing what you're doing. We see you. The system might not recognize us, but we see you. And in general, to men, there's a general attack of malehood and manhood in this country. And we've seen it today. I don't know if Brother Red Pill had talked about it, that not one woman to this day. We have my dad, who's an elder, 78, out here. We have Brother Monk, who's an elder, out here today. Both fathers, right, have not been acknowledged. Forget about us young bucks. And we all fathers. All men are fathers. Right? Don't ever get it twisted. Just because you didn't bear your seed, you're still a father. Right? But not one sister has told us Happy Father's Day outside of our own friendship circles.
What is that about?
Well, there's an attack on the masculine energy. Remember, masculine energy is grounded energy. So, Gab, the earth, right? The sun, Ra, right? So there's an attack on that energy because if you can disrupt the energy, the spirit, the air has nothing to attach to. That's the feminine energy, right? So there's definitely attack on motherhood, on fatherhood, as well as motherhood, but more so, the masculine energy is under. I mean, not one. We've been out here since 9:30.
That's surprising.
Not one. Just, brother, Happy Father's Day out of love, like out of love. You know, even though I'm saying, me personally, I don't support, you know, white boy capitalist Father's Day, but I mean, it's definitely, there's many books out there. If you just Google the attack on malehood, the attack on boy children. You know, it's definitely even
And then we know our brother Dr. Umar has extensive.
Oh yeah. But I mean, we have to no disrespect to Dr. Umar, but we got to look at a whole systems analysis, not just focus on what's happening in our community. Because I don't know who said it, but I heard it growing up. Whenever America gets a cold, black people catch the flu, right? Pneumonia, the flu, whatever, right? But there's a book written by Pat Buchanan. Right? The Death of the West, right? And he talks about the attack on the male and the attack on the female and the attack on the family and why that happens, right? That's a total systems analysis from a man of European descent that has been on and continues to be in the inside of think tanks and understands mass control and what's really going on, right? So he talks about that.
I'm shooting for Key of Life Productions. So what's that title again? Because he got some.
It's with the author is Pat Buchanan. Just for all of you, he's a right-wing white man.
Former presidential
candidate,
40
right?
years ago.
Right. But he's a historian.
Yeah.
Right? And he's a pundit, and he speaks about political issues, and he talks about, in the book it's called Death of the West. He talks about why is man versus woman, why is the battle of the sexes exist, why is there an attack on maleness and manhood, right? And it's reality. Why is the attack on women? Why is the attack on family values? Why those things exist? And sometimes you got to be able to put away, your ethnicity and focus on a larger picture, just to look at everything what's going on. Because at the end of the day, we all live in a controlled society, right? We're all being oppressed in some way if you're not the person in control of the means of production, right? No matter what color you are, they're telling you what to wear, what to read, what's hot, what's not. You know what I'm saying? From everything, fashion, the words that you use, the ideas that are in your head. Do you think those are really your ideas inside your head? They're not. They were placed there through television, the internet, social media, so on and so forth. So I mean, propaganda is very powerful. We just got to keep coming with our own propaganda. That's what we got right here. But this is proper propaganda, right? Key of Life Productions, right?
Key of Life Productions all day.
Key to Life. Right.
So as we close out to those kings again,
yes.
What do you wish for them?
Kings, going forward, as I wish you every day, wealth, health, power, and longevity. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's stay respectful. Let's get the value systems back into our communities, into our families, and our everyday life. Get our health together. Brother Herman, I heard him over there speaking about health and water and how much we should have and what we should eat. I'm a proponent of that. Matter of fact, let me plug myself. Go on YouTube, watch my mini documentary, Afro Vegan. From very exciting brothers and sisters talking about their journeys to becoming vegans and vegetarians and what that means to them and how that's changed their lives. That's what we got to be, man. We got to be about how we treat each other. We want everybody else to treat us with respect, but we don't treat our own selves with respect, right? So we got to treat. Everything starts from your value system. What you hold valuable, right? Your word has to be your bond, right? If you say something, you have to do it. I just can't be up here talking about good health, and I'm not a reflection of that. I have to be a reflection of it, right? That's called Ma'at Karu, right? True of speech, right? True of speech, right? The sacred word.
This is one of our young scholars right here on 125th. They have their books, literature. They have some classic DVDs. So if you're visiting 125th, right across from the Apollo, any Saturday or Sunday, you will be able to catch. And this brother will share information.
Oh yeah, I'm Brother Nova. We build, everything ain't about exchanging, money. Sometimes we just got to exchange energy, because I say we are the money, right? Because I'm pushing. Right? Capitalism has corrupted everything and continues to corrupt. They commodified the act of sex down to a dollar amount. And anytime you can do that, right, then you have control of the ultimate thing, which is the control of the family, the control of reproduction. So now we have to look at each other as commodities as opposed to the human beings, the divinity that we are. We have to look at each other as a dollar amount. My vagina is worth this. My penis is worth this. My workspace, my energy is worth this. Nobody can tell you that, right? Life is sacred, right? There's no monetary value. There's no price, right? You are the money. The human resources are what's important around us, and that's what we got to focus on. We got to, at the end of the day, right? We got to end this craziness and this madness that's going on, not just here in America, but across the world, right? This is some serious thing. Just think what I'm saying. Read all the Communist Manifesto. Read Marx, right? Read Mao Zedong. Read their critical analysis of the system of capitalism, right? And study history. Read Capitalism to Slavery by Dr. Eric Williams. Read How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Read From Columbus to Castro by Dr. Eric Williams, right? How Europe Underdeveloped Africa by Walter Rodney, right? Read Black Labor, White Wealth by our esteemed elder brother, Claude Anderson. Read those books, and you start to understand what's really going on.
Yes, and I
right?
know you ran those real quick. Y'all can pause it, write those names.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go through it. I go through it again. The two by Dr. Eric Williams are Capitalism and Slavery, right? And the other book that I recommend from him is From Columbus to Castro, right? Those are two books from him, must reads, because then you understand what the whole Western world is built on. And remember, the Western world has influenced the entire world to date right now. So this system that we have, the monetary system, the economic systems that are across the world and is global, is a Western system. So without reading and understanding from that level, you will not understand what's going on. Remember, you are a commodity. You are capital, right? They would sell you for $2,500 for, that means you had to work, you could work for 50, 60 years and give thousands, if not millions of dollars to that owner that bought you. So, you know, I say, how could you be a capitalist and you work capital that built this market? I always have to ask people that question. So now the other book is How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, because now we're going to move into colonization. That's by Walter Rodney, right? Walter Rodney was a Guyanese scholar that was ran out of the University of the West Indies for his serious work on breaking down how economically European nations have exploited African nations, right, through colonization and slavery, right? That's a serious work. He breaks it down from an economic framework, right? Then the next book, I didn't mention it before, but it's called Destruction of Black Civilization, and that's Chancellor Williams. That's a historical book. And in that book, what he's doing is he's making a clear picture from a historical level, social, political level, how our civilizations over the last 4,000 years have been destroyed, right? And why we're at the level that we're at, right? A lot of our young people have these questions, but let me tell you, the devil is in the details. If you're not gonna put in the hard work, like y'all see what Brother Herman looked like. I mean, my body is not as grandiose, but I'll put in a little work, right, to have my physique.
And
so you
study
can't,
the arts.
and I study the arts, yes, oos. But if you don't put that work in, you're not going to get that body or that mind. So if you don't read, you know, YouTube is cool, watching me is cool, listening to me is cool, but you got to put the work in because the devil is in the details. Because when Scholar X comes to you and asks you about the details and is debating you about the details, or when you have to replicate an experiment, or you have to replicate a situation for your own betterment, you have to know how it was detailed. You have to have the blueprints, right? If you want to build a house like mine's, right? I can't tell you you can't just take a picture of it. You need the details, the blueprints. So these books are the blueprints to who you are as a people. And that's what you need to focus on. And I think the last book, what was the last book that I mentioned? I mentioned Chancellor Williams, Destruction of Black Civilization.
Buchanan went over those.
Buchanan, yeah, I gave you Pat Buchanan, Death of the West. Just the first sister, there she go. First sister to give us it. To give it up. Let's give us some love. Thank you, sister.
What's up, man?
9:30 to 3 o'clock. To 3:15. Look at the time. That's real time. That's real time. You the first sister.
Father's Day every day, though. That's pagan holiday.
This is not set up. This is live. This is not set up.
Yeah.
She said what I said.
No, I'm not even woke. I'm just
She awake.
alive.
She alive. She awake.
I'm alive.
That's right.
You know? Because
Right.
we put that little phrase to it, and then we take away the whole consciousness.
That's
you know, like Malcolm
propaganda.
X said,
Right.
it's hard to wake up people who are sleeping,
Right.
you know, or unconscious. You first have to wake them up.
Yes.
Right. My name is Sista Zock. I got an album out
Tell them
called
where to find you.
It's on Amazon, iTunes. It's on Spotify.
How you spell that?
It's on YouTube. SISTAZOCK, and it's called Zock Solid. All right. So check it out.
Zock Solid.
Zock Solid. Abio Tune
And
is
you're
on
a
it.
trainer too.
Yeah, I'm a trainer.
Personal
Gotta
trainer.
get the body right. If I can't fight and run, I'm not useless to anybody.
Right.
I need to be able to fight. In this day and age, you need to be able to fight and run.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you can't hold your own body weight, something's wrong. So the eating, taking care of your spirit,
Oof.
and living long. Because I go downtown, I see these ponytails on the treadmill all day, and they're not eating Doritos, they're not eating cheese doodles, honey buns, they're not drinking sugary, syrupy drinks. They're living long, and we live long even drinking that.
Right.
So imagine if you were able to take care of your body.
Yes,
We
God.
already got an edge. They trying to
God,
catch up to us.
Right.
You know? So, you know,
Right.
what you're putting in your body, make sure it has nutrients and energy. Don't put anything down that's chopping your spirit down. Okay?
And you know that because you feel it after you eat it.
Right. After you eat it, absolutely. You eat a chicken wing. Chicken wing got energy, right? Might be a bad chicken, happy chicken. You never know. But if you're buying a thing of 12 chicken wings, you may be eating 12 different personalities.
That's a massacre.
Right?
On your plate.
And think how you're going to behave normally. How you're not going to have pride and jealousy and lust and all these, I won't say sins, but all these attributes to your character that are negative. So if you eat food that's plant-filled and it's regenerating your cells and making you feel better and breathe better in your breath and your energy, then imagine what you can do to yourself. You know? It's amazing. It's amazing what you can be in control of.
The people that just walking down.
Amen.
Harlem world. This is the world. This is the world.
Sistazock. Zock salad. Anytime.
Now, I tell you, this is Kia Life Productions. Look for a bump in your
Kia?
numbers because he
Really?
has a loyal following.
Really?
So just look at your numbers after we drop this. Give us the 2 days, okay?
All right, absolutely.
All
I wish I
right.
had a do I have any propaganda on me for my
You just
family?
gave it.
Leave it with
Boom,
us.
here we go.
Boom.
And if you want a personal trainer, I'm down with giving my number out because I know how to block and delete.
Okay.
Boom.
Excellent.
The Renaissance women, because you should be proficient in all areas of consciousness.
Exactly. Thank you so
Sleeping,
much.
resting, eating, breathing, loving, all of that. Happy Father's Day every day.
Without question. Thank
Yes,
you, Queen.
check it out.
You train where at the New York Sports?
I train all over. I train on the sidewalk. I train in the streets. I train in the back alleys and the avenues. I train at your house.
Straight up.
All right.
You looked at this, y'all.
Right? And if you can't afford it, holla at me anyway. And we'll get your eating together. We'll get you on a plan. If you want to do it, don't let money be an obstacle. I got you.
She the money. I told
that
you.
number, Queen.
Oh, 917-660-1324. It's all the same thing.
Okay,
It's
okay.
all the same thing.
All right.
If you need help, I'll help you. All right? Within reason, I got you.
That's powerful.
All right? I love my people, man. You know, and maybe I could just spark the mind of one person to just take care of themselves. And energy is crazy because the more I affect one, then you can affect another and another, your kids, your babies, your grandmothers, and then we can change the nation. You know? Ashe.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Queen.
Black Power.
Thank you, Black
Take care.
Right.
You see? It's the real. This is real. You see? Y'all saw it. That's real.
Lockstep with
Right?
everything we was building.
Just
she was on the
everything.
Same channel.
Same channel.
Same frequency.
Right. And she made our day.
Yes.
First sister.
Yes.
Out of 5 hours being out here.
They say sometimes it won't take
That's that aura.
That's right. She brought that positive energy.
That's exactly.
But yeah, but you know, people, brothers, sisters, you know, keep doing what you do. Like Sister Zock said, you know, get your mind, body, and spirit right, you know, because we're all connected in that way. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. The keys is in these books. The keys is here. You just got to do the work. You got to do the work. Everybody want that. All y'all ladies out there, y'all want that nice booty. You want your breasts standing up. It take work to get that, right? You know the brothers, y'all want the biceps and the triceps and the chest and the V, right? Take work to get all that. So you got to sharpen that mind. Is going to take just the same amount of work. I mean, read like a sieve, man, because your life depends on it. Read. But I mean, on the train, when you wake up, 10 minutes goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, those books, those are just the beginning. I mean, those are the beginnings, just to understand what's going on from a certain level. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, stay in contact. You can find me on Twitter at Nova Felder, at Black Jedi. You can find me on Facebook, Nova Felder. Just search that name. You can find my documentary, Afro Vegan. It's under my Gmail, Nova Felder. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we out there, man. We out here trying to do the work. We out here every weekend. We here every day in our hearts and our minds, sending love and energy to our community. And that's what we got to do. And that's what we want you to do. And we want you to spread love the African way. You know what I'm saying?
But no, we're going to take it easier, God, and just ask him about this European Father's Day. Should we be acknowledging it, or what should it mean for a black father? I'm going to get comments from both you brothers.
Okay. Every day is Father's Day. The original man is the Asiatic black man, the owner, the maker, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. We don't have no one particular day for Father's Day. Every day you love and honor and show respect, gratitude, for father, because every day is Father's Day, and if father wasn't here, nobody else would be here.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
And what would you add to that, good brother? Brother, like your brother said, every day is Father's Day. We just got to acknowledge our fathers. A lot of times our young brothers don't know who their fathers are, and our fathers need to get real active with our sons because it's needed today. All right, especially in this day and time. You know, it's really needed. Fathers got to step up. You know, not just because they proclaim today to be that day. It's every day.
And one more point. Excellent. What he just said, I agree with 1,000%. Now, and the women, the mothers, you have to get back in place. And your place is the kitchen, okay, the house, okay, monitoring your children, keep up with their homework, keep up with their associates, instead of having a whole lot of young boys, a lot of young gentlemen in the house talking about something negative. You should have more positive program. If your son gonna have company, have positive conversations, okay? And stop trying to be in front of the father. Let the father play his role as a father as far as supervising the son is concerned. In a lot of cases, the mother caters to the son too much, and that's where the son gets too much freedom,
She don't want to cut the umbilical cord.
She don't want to cut, right.
She don't want to cut the umbilical cord,
Excellent
brother.
point. You mothers got to cut the biblical cord. It's two biblical cords. One when he come in the world, and the other one when he's in the world.
Right.
You got to
There you go.
cut him and let him go and show him responsibility. Let him get a part-time job after school. Let him do his homework, not in the house. Let him do his homework in the library.
But now, God, how about those single parent homes where there isn't that balance of a father, where she may not have all of their time available because she's holding down a full-time job and maybe a job and a part-time job. So in those instances,
The
those are our problems coming at when they got jobs and they're not home with our children. So in the old day, moms was home when you came home, making sure you're doing your homework and things of that nature. Today, you know, Yaku got this technology. They got these games they got our kids playing and looking into them as being their console, replacing our mothers. At the end of the day, we got to get more. We got to get more visible. Like I said, the fathers really got to step up and start working with our kids. Take them fishing, teach them how to do outdoor things. Because a lot of times, you know, I work with young men at risk, and they don't have a dad at home. Their uncle don't step up.
I might be looking at the most known thing in social media.
Peace, indeed.
As a black father, what does that mean? Is this fatherhood on this day? What do you got to share?
Well, the day has significance because, you know, it's a European, a Roman holiday, and they picked this day out to signify, you know, the importance of fathers. But mentally, in my mind, every day is Father's Day, the same way that every day is Mother's Day. But, you know, what about Family Day? They left that one out of this Roman calendar because they do a good job of separating the two, not celebrating the two, the cohesion of the two, and the importance of the two, bringing about the three, which is the child. What I've noticed today, we've been out for a few hours and nobody of the other gender has come up to either me or the Felders and said Happy Father's Day, not even to the elders. You know, that's kind of disheartening. It speaks to the affairs that our people, or it speaks to the nature of the you know, just the nature of the patriarchal energy in society these days and whatnot. But it's just an observation. It's not an indictment. It's just an observation. Fatherhood is very important. The lack of fatherhood is very detrimental. As we can see, there's so many case studies, you know, but more so than just fatherhood or motherhood is familyhood. That's the best thing I could leave the family with today. And the need for groups of fathers coming together underneath the banner of fatherhood and motherhood, groups of mothers coming together so we could tackle the issues that are plaguing the community and that is completely damaging the structure and the foundation of our family structure. We have to come together and actively begin to reverse that curse. That's how I see it.
Because I just recently interviewed an artist, Hallie Smith. She's 16, and she
Beautiful.
has a beautiful song about that.
I think I saw that.
Disconnect. Oh, you saw it? Yes.
That was on Video Music Box. That was dope.
Right, so please share your thoughts about what that dynamic is in those instances where a young child is being kept from developing that.
She spoke on the significance of, she spoke to her mother on the significance of allowing her father to be in her life despite the issues that the two were facing. The fact that she was pro co-parenting, she was like, allow that to happen. I need my father, and he dropped some balls. He dropped some balls at the end as well. That was profound, and I applaud her for being in a, going against the grain, because a lot of artists talk about the hatred that they have for their fathers and the disdain that they have, and I can understand